tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika. Chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
Let us make Africa the tree of life. Africa is the tree of life. My name is Kato Mukasa. I'm here for country profiles. And today, something very special is Kenya. We are profiling Kenya. In the studio is Brian Kabeko, a Kenyan, of course. Today, this is his show. And Hassan Baya. And of course, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right there on your screen, it's Humanist TV Africa. This is our YouTube channel, and also our Facebook name is Humanist TV Africa. But also, please write to us, send to us an email, send to us an email at info@humanisttvafrica.com, or send us a WhatsApp message at that very number. Our communication officer, Brian Kabeko, will be able to respond to you, and all your queries will be answered well. Today, let us go into it. It's the Humanist profiles and, of course, country profiles. We're looking at Kenya. We're looking at Kenya, a very beautiful country, I should say. Hey, I'm proud of Kenya. I've been to Kenya, I've worked in Kenya, and of course, I have strong attachment in Kenya. So, yes, Kenya is part of me and also part of Kenya. And of course, I'm an African. Therefore, I belong to everywhere in the world. Now, Kenya is a beautiful country, one of the countries well endowed with natural resources, as you shall be seeing, a country that has so many tourist destinations. In fact, Kenya has more tourist points than Uganda, than any other country in East Africa. Kenya has more tourist destinations, tourist points than many other countries in East Africa. In fact, one of the leading sectors that bring in money in Kenya is accommodation. It explains to you how important Kenya is in terms of tourism. And of course, Kenya is the powerhouse for East Africa. It's a powerhouse in terms of economy. It has a stronger economy than Uganda. It has a stronger economy than Tanzania, and of course, than the rest of the countries in East Africa. So Kenya is the powerhouse in terms of economy. Kenya is the powerhouse in terms of tourist destination. And of course, in terms of marketing, Kenyans know how to do their marketing so well. So as a person coming from Uganda, I give credit to Kenya for so many things, including the way they market their country. Kenya has 53 million people as we speak, quite a big population, but also Kenya is slightly bigger than Uganda, but slightly smaller than Tanzania. Now, Kenya is a British colony. Therefore, Kenya speaks English as an official language. But unlike Uganda, Kenya has another official language, which is Swahili. That's why you hear this theme song for Humanist TV Africa in Swahili. Kenyans speak Swahili, Tanzanians speak Swahili, and Ugandans are catching up. They're teaching Swahili in Uganda. I speak a little bit of Swahili, but of course, Kenyans speak it as more of a homegrown language, more of a national language. Now, Kenya has a British connection in terms of colonialism, in terms of imperialism, and of course, it was a colony for Britain, but also speaks their indigenous language. And of course, Kenya is so popular in terms of literature. I've been mentioning about people like Ngugi wa Thiong'o and so many others I read as a student from Kenya. Kenya has been able to contribute so much in terms of education, in terms of literature. Some of us who love poetry, who love novels, Kenya made a great contribution. And of course, Kenya has been a very stable country. Yes, a very stable country in terms of no coups. And this is a plus for Kenya. Uganda has got how many presidents? 8 presidents. Many of them go through gun violence. Kenya has made a record just with Tanzania that leaders go through voting. You may say voting may be bad, but at least leaders go through voting. In Uganda, leaders go through the barrel of the gun. And this is where Kenya beats us as a people in East Africa. And here, when I say Kenya, I talk about Tanzania because they have peaceful transfer of power. Regardless of the violence that may happen in Kenya, which is a red mark there, but at least they change leadership through general elections, which is also a good thing for Kenya. And of course, Kenya has over 70 ethnic groupings. 70 ethnic groupings, you can imagine. 70 ethnic groupings, and of course the largest one is the Kikuyu. The Kikuyu is the largest, then the Luo follow there, there's the Kamba, there's the Kisi, there's the Melu, and of course other ethnic groupings. Of course there are Kalenjins and others. But when I was in Kenya, what I observed was that there were so many Kikuyus, and of course the time I was in Kenya, they were in power. So there are so many Kikuyus, they have so much influence. Of course their rules are also quite many, the Kisi, the Meru, the Kambas, the Kalenjin, and of course the Maasai down there. So quite a country with diversity, but also a very peaceful country. You can enjoy going to Kenya. I want to invite our producer to please give us the photos, and we see the images from Kenya, starting with the maps of Kenya. Let us look at Kenya, how geographically located it is, the neighbors of Kenya, what's being done in Kenya. Remember, it's agriculture, it's tourism, it is industry, it is their standard gauge railway, it is their coast that actually markets Kenya. Look at this map. This map gives you basically a bit of Kenya. Look at what is in Kenya, the vegetation, of course the animals there. You can see the elephants, the lions, the zebras, and of course the natural vegetation of Kenya. Kenya is so lively when it comes to those things, the Masai Mara and that. Now look at the map. That's the flag for Kenya, a very beautiful flag right there, red, black, and green. And of course, with our spears as people from East Africa, we love spears, we love fighting. Now, these are the neighbors of Kenya, Somalia. Right there, there's an Indian Ocean, which makes Kenya a powerhouse because of the access to the world through the sea and the oceans. Of course, Uganda there as the neighbor. There is Somalia, there's Ethiopia, Sudan, and of course, the other countries that surround Kenya give them access to the world. Give me more maps, please, and much faster as we do this. Now, Kenya is rich. Kenya is rich when it comes to minerals. Now, look at this map. This map tells you the mineral distribution in Kenya. Briefly, it has all these minerals. As you can see, it has coal, iron ore, copper, and of course, it has gold. Not that it has gold, coal, iron ore, copper, titanium, niobium, and rare earth, soda ash, phosphor, chromite, limestone, manganese, diatomite, gemstones, gypsum, natural carbon dioxide, and so many others. You can see this map shows you what Kenya has. Now, these are the tribes of Kenya and how they are distributed. I told you that the largest one is in Central, who are the Kikuyus. Right there in Central, you can see the red there. And of course, the Luos, come in there, and the Kisi there, you can see bordering the Central there and taking part of the eastern and the coast. Then you can see the Kalenjin, right there in the Rift Valley, quite many. And of course, there are Somalis, there are Meru, Embu, Kamba, just mixed within the Jalus there. And of course, you can see the mixed others coming in, the Taita, Taveta, Mijikedu, and so many others. Now, these are the main ethnic groups of Kenya. I told you there are over 70. But here on my map, they are talking about 101lasttribes.com. These are the tribes you can see. There are quite many. They are just the Maasai, Kisi, Luo, Pokot, Somalis, Samburu. Yeah, they are the Samburus. They have very, very, very educated women down there, Samburu area. They are the Meru, the Gikuyu, of course, there, and all these areas, the Kalenjin. You can see this map gives you the Luo, the Ruya, of course, the Itesots, and of course, others people or tribes in Kenya. These are tourism areas. I told you Kenya is a powerhouse when it comes to tourism. It has quite a number of tourist spots. I've been to Kenya and I've enjoyed visiting some of these places because they have the Lake Turkana there. They have so many good places. Serengeti, so near there. Mombasa is a good one. Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania, the neighbor there, and others. But within Kenya, it's a lot of diversity. Look at the people in Kenya. I love their colors. I love their shouting colors. I should say, very eye-catching: blue, red, yellow, green. You know, there's the way they mix their colors. Those women and the men who are proud. The Maasai, the way they jump. Hey, I love the Maasai. They walk in those kind of clothes. They are holding some small jerry cans, vending stuff. They wear traditional. The Maasai, I think, are one of the most proud people in Africa to be proud of their culture. The Maasai, the Kalenjin, they are happy to be what they are. They walk in their traditional attire in the cities of Kenya. You'll find them walking. Quite these ladies, quite very beautiful ladies down there in Kenya, and I love them for loving their kind of culture, the way they dress, the way they love their regalia, the way they love their traditional attire. They are really Kenyans. You look at the Kenyans and see these are Kenyans. Look at the Kenyan men, those traditional Kenyan men, the Maasais, the Kalenjin, the Luo, of the Kikuyus, the way they dress, it's very distinct. They love that kind of jumping. They are good at that kind of jumping, and they are really athletic. Kenyans are really athletic. If you look at world records in terms of marathons, and Kenyans have been doing so well. Kenyans have been doing so well on the world map when it comes to marathon. The country is a bit hilly. The weather is quite good in some areas and quite harsh in other areas. You can see how mountainous, how hilly rural Kenya is. That's why people are very good at athletics, because they keep on exercising in this kind of weather and the hills, which give them a physique that is unique for much of the sporting world. These are the Kenyan ladies, of course. I told you Kenyans are so good when it comes to sports, especially athletics, especially running long distance marathon. They are so good. Kenyan man there, the way they love to wrap themselves. Remember, there are Somalis in Kenya, Somali Kenyans, and of course other tribes. The Kericho area where tea is grown, I've been there several times. Actually, even doing some interviews among those farmers right there in Kericho. Tea growing is a very big industry in Kenya. The rural part of Kenya, you can see part of the huts these guys build in the rural areas of Kenya. Very unique, and of course, very, very comfortable. If you may ask me, the tourist attraction is quite big in Kenya. I've been there. I've seen their elephants. I've seen their lions, the zebras, all these animals. Please give me the animals very fast. All these animals are part of Kenya. The rhinos, the zebras, the lions, and the antelopes. All these animals can be found in Kenya. All these animals, the rhinos, quite impressive animals. The zebras, the antelopes, and all these other animals. There are so many tourists. I tell you, Kenya earns so much money through tourism. I should say, earns so much money through tourism much of the time. And of course, these are the presidents of Kenya. You can see from independence, it was Jomo Kenyatta from independence. Then Daniel Arap Moi took over from in 1978, and of course Mwai Kibaki took over. in 2002. I was there during the time of Mike Kibachi. And of course, I enjoyed a few things in Kenya during his tenure. And of course, Uhuru Kenyatta took over. Is not the current president. The current president now is Ruto. Ruto is the current president now. That's the current president of Kenya. And of course, Kenya is moving forward regardless of challenges here and there, regardless of some bit of unemployment here among the youth, which is a common problem in Africa. There are good spots in Kenya like the Homa Bay, accounting. The environment is so good. The roads are very good in Kenya, I should tell you. Yes, I used to travel in a bus going to Kenya, and we used to travel in the night. And I tell you, the roads are very good. Mombasa is a very good destination for commerce. And of course, Nairobi is a very beautiful city, I should tell you. Nairobi is a very beautiful city. I've been there quite a number of times. I've been at Hilton Hotel, one of the hotels I've gone to and enjoyed staying there. Is, I think Hilton Hotel, one of the best hotels right there. I've been to Kisumu, it's a very good country city. Very good there. There's some bit of development in Kibera Salami. The list I got is that they're building flats there. They're trying to reduce on the slummy areas of Kibera. One of the largest slums in the world is that place called Kibera. Right now, they are building modern buildings right there in Kibera. There's Malindi Coastal Town, which is also very impressive. I've been there, I should say. There are many tourists in Malindi, and of course, there are many mixed marriages in Malindi, and of course, mulattoes right there in Malindi. And of course, you can see Nairobi from this vantage point. There are quite a number of good, impressive buildings. Nairobi is very clean much of the time, and of course, very vast, and really very, very interesting for you to go there as a tourist. It's a good capital city, really. And lovely to be in Nairobi. Nairobi is a good city. I should vouch for it and say, hey, go to Nairobi, go to Mombasa. Mombasa is the clearing house. Clearing center where you go and clear your goods from Europe, from wherever, from Japan. Mombasa is the destination. I've been there. And of course, it makes so much money for Kenya, Mombasa alone, because of the harbors there, because of the ports there. Of course, the Nairobi Express way right there, which has been well built, by the way, on a very high standard, well built right there in Nairobi, the Nairobi Expressway. And of course, the standard gauge railway, which was first of all, the first of its kind in East Africa, and the others are catching up. Kenya gave the lead in building this standard gauge railway, and of course, Tanzania took on the offer, and of course, Uganda is following suit. Now, this is good development in Kenya, as you can see. These ladies there working for the standard gauge railway in Kenya. Transport issues are being solved in Kenya. It's becoming a very, very, very good destination for tourists. I've told you, I've been to Kenya so many times. I've worked in Kenya, so I can vouch for it and say it's a good country, warm people, and of course, a nice way to spend your money as a tourist going to Kenya. Thank you so much. That is Kenya, a profile, and that is Katom Mukasa for you. It's Humanist TV Africa. I want to encourage you to please subscribe to Humanist TV Africa and receive this and more of our episodes. See you in the next one.